Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Show, but I hope I sound okay. I see that at least the mic's being picked up. So, yeah, I restarted my computer, and that getting everything back to the way things was is sometimes a little hectic. I was having some issues today installing an update for a game on one of my SSDs, saying Steam said something about a disk corruption, but I ran a check disk on that disk and there's no issues whatsoever. Um, and I was able to actually copy the game to a different drive fully, and it and like quote reinstalled it on that other drive, and it worked fine. Because if there was actual corruption on the disk, it wouldn't be able to fully copy the game from one disk to the other in Windows. So something was going on, I think, with Steam. Maybe there's some corruption on the disk or in the area that Steam's installed, but Steam is installed on that same drive, so I don't know at this point. As far as I'm aware, I only have one hard drive that has a little bit of corruption on it, an older 3 terabyte drive, which I unfortunately happen to install all of my games on the overflow drive that doesn't that has games that don't fit on my SSDs. Anyway, today we're going back to the Angels playthrough. Also today, for some reason, like, I don't know if restarting the computer did anything with the webcam, but the lighting, somehow the colors were different. I'm wearing a blue shirt, blue heather with like the little bits of white on it, and it came up as gray, and like the whole chroma key was off because the colors were off on the image. It's like, what's going on here? Alright, ABX. Stream ABX 8. Time for Petros. So, the song I played at the beginning of the stream today from the Factorio track is The Oil Industry, because I think that's what we are going to be doing today. I actually have not had an opportunity to really review the save going into today and determine order of operations of anything. Last time I set this up... Oh, hello, Tech. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm quickly running out of techs. So I set that train line up. I've got this going. That's all full. I got this flowing. Ah, right. I got the solder and the lead plates going, so one of the first things I can do is straight up demolish all of this. This can just die at this point. I don't even need it at all. I don't need it at all, actually. And this pump goes nowhere else besides here. And this whole line of sulfuric acid gets hooked up onto the main bus, right? Yeah, so I will be able to completely remove all of this whole line of sulfuric acid. And I could... Thing is, I've got this line of water that actually hooks up here? Which water hooks up to the bus? So this, up. For some reason you go across and down to feed this machine. But this goes up and up to here, this one. So this water is feeding all of these electrolyzers? Cat, go away. So today the cat is going to be fairly annoying because today he got his steroid that he has to take every other day, and that steroid happens to act as an appetite stimulant, as well as anti-inflammatory, which is the point. He's got growths in his abdominal area near, like, around his intestines, which causes inflammation and gives him lots of problems, and the steroid at least helps a little bit with that, but in the end, at this point, he is a senior cat, technically, so he's just gonna have problems until eventually his purring days will end. Anyway, he's taking that, and then he's got arthritis, so he also takes gabapentin, painkiller for that every day. So he gets squirted with syringe medication twice every other day, once in the morning and once in the evening, and then every evening for the gabapentin. Really? Well, I've got a chest. Yeah, I don't need to carry around all these rails for the moment. So all this has served its purpose. All this beautiful Galena. I'm going to be officially out of tech, so noes. Grab all of this. Oh, hello, rocks. Die. All rocks must die. I do hope that at least made some people chuckle. It's like, well, how am I going to get rid of it? Well, demolish. Demolition is always an option. Speaking of demolition, you. All of the crap stuff. So in other news, I am still waiting on getting back time logged for my position that I have. My, quote, job at the moment, my part-time job. So, maybe that's going to get resolved at some point, but, not right now. Not as of yet, as of this moment in time. Hopefully today, actually, it will start moving, or at least I'll find out more information. And I am out of tech! I am out of tech that I can do. Okay. Die. I no longer need this whole coal line going up. I will of course keep that going, because why not? Because I need to, you know, feed this somehow. And I could just use my nanobots to deconstruct all this, but my mining time is fine, and I think I can do it faster this way. And then, haha, also, I no longer need any of this. And I can just completely relocate all of this. No more resin is required. Oops, I do want this, thanks. I don't need this whole line of connection. Now, you may note, or you may be wondering, well, am I even using lead plates anymore? No, I'm not, actually. That will be the point of getting the petrochem set up, is it will give us or it will provide a reason for lead plates to exist, at least partially. Why am I even doing this way? Again? Because of this, okay. That would be at least a somewhat valid reason. Alright. Let there be reds. Let there not be grays. Excuse me. Let there not be grays. Let there not be yellows. I am graduating from all of this. Just cleaning up some space in the inventory. Yeah, take those, those. Yes, chests within chests. Beautiful, beautiful chests within chests. And then that, I guess. Alright, I'll keep these. Well, that's different. Okay. Now I went and I stored like iron and copper. Maybe I shouldn't store that stuff at least. Because I will need steel. Because I need some poles. And then I need to think about petrochem stuff. So what stuff will I be needing? Well, pump jacks will be required. Absolutely required for this. That's step one, is the actual mining. So definitely have to make sure that I have what I need on that front. First and foremost. And then gonna need some of this. I'm going to need... what exactly? I'm going to need oil and gas separators. A bunch of those, actually. I'm going to need gas refineries. I'm going to need oil refineries. Yes, this is going to require bricks. Bebs. Then basics. The not bebs. Bebs and not bebs. Oh, gas refinery Mark II requires quite a lot. This is iron limited, I think. Steam crackers. Need quite a few of those. Now, I am not particularly a fan of using electric boilers. They're not particularly great. Being completely honest here, they're not that great. Of course, I will need chem plants. Plenty of chem plants. Because these are going to be what actually make our things. Also, several flare stacks. Okay. For now, that should be okay. Somewhat okay. Now, I was gonna do pumping here, I think. Because the closest oil's up there, and then other natural gas is not close. Yeah, other natural gas is here. So there's natural, there's oil. How about down here? I think I saw something. Yeah, there's oil here as well. But seeing as how I have this, like, right on my doorstep, I will pump jack these. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. 2 more pump jacks for me, please. Then how much... Well, I have plenty of pipes, so I'm not worried about pipes or all this. So this produces multi-phase oil and natural gas. There's pre-processing that you need to do for this that is very necessary for all this. Now, it's quite convenient that I actually have the oil and the natural gas nice and close to each other, because that will make things immensely easier going forward. Now, I'm going to, I suppose, put both of these on my liquid bus. I'm just watching, making sure that this is increasing, not decreasing. It looks like it's increasing. Slowly but surely, but increasing nonetheless. So the liquid bus, currently, I would need 2 lines, and it looks like I have 1 available. What is this line? This line is sulfuric wastewater. So I'll need another set of 6 while going down. That should be fine. Now I also have to think about how I am piping this stuff once those get placed. So that will go down from there. And I'll put an extra space. Probably should have put an extra couple of spaces. Let's bring these down over here. Okay, that helps, as my handcrafting is nearly finished. I think that's right. Alright, you'll go there. Now, since this is a liquid bus, the extra, like the 2 gap, isn't absolutely necessary, because this is a bus of underground pipes. So, if I want to extend this another, quote, 6, what I'm really doing is extending it by 8. And this is just fine, so it should be... So this is now 14. Yeah, 12. It's 6 and 6 with the 2 in the middle, making it 14. And this will eventually coincide with spacing that I can potentially jump across with underground belts and underground pipes. If I ever decide that I want to build on the bottom of the bus, or on the opposite side of the bus. I have done that before with actually separating gas and oil processing, but like having gas processing on one side and having oil on the other. But no matter. Don't matter to me none. And then, of course, the oil would go one space lower. Now, what am I going to do first with the processing? I think that I am going to process the gas first, because it is the gas that I will be converting into plastic. Gas is the, shall we say, more convenient item to make into plastics. Now, the specific process that I'm going to use, I haven't quite decided yet. So if I do a search for plastic bars, plastic bars can currently be created through the production of liquid plastic. Liquid plastic has a few recipes for it. These recipes are from Angel's bioprocessing, so they're alternative methods of producing liquid plastic. The basic one, though, is to use propene gas. Now, later on, we'll be able to make it through polyethylene and naphtha, which is primarily gained through oil processing. That's the easier way to get to naphtha. But getting formaldehyde and phenol gas is the much preferred option, because you can see it only takes 20 units of each of these gases to produce 30 liquid plastic, and these are actually not as difficult as you might think. It's relatively complex, but it's not that difficult, and the process to get up to propene is very similar to the process to get up to formaldehyde, and phenol. So what do you need to make propene? Well, propene can be made through cracking naphtha to propene in this process, using red metal catalysts, converting naphtha straight to steam. This is the way that you would do it if you are processing oil. This is a very good process if you're processing oil. Alternatively, there's also steam cracking methanol into synthesis propene. Now, this is the process you would use when doing natural gas processing, particularly because methanol can be made through catalytic synthesis with green metal catalysts. Now, this can be done with, actually, this can be done without any natural gas processing. So you can actually just make methanol out of green metal catalysts, which is silver and aluminum? Yes. That is green metal catalyst. Oop. Go back. Go back, liquid plastic. You. Methanol. Otherwise, there is this process from cellulose fiber, or there's steam cracking, methane into methanol, and this is what we will be doing because methane comes out of gas fractioning from natural gas liquids. This is how we will get methane. So natural gas liquids producing methane, ethane, and butane. 50 more methane than anything else, and then the methane gets made into methanol, which then gets made into propene through steam cracking. This process does not involve any catalysts whatsoever. However, it requires a lot of machines. It is incredibly space inefficient for this process. If I had aluminium and if I had silver going, that would be the very, very first thing that I would change. But, that being said, you sort of want that many buildings anyway, not just for the methane, but the ethane as well. And if I had biters on, I would want the butane for explosives, I think is what ultimately butane is used for. Butane gas becomes benzene, which becomes toluene, which of course toluene, think trinitrotoluene, used to make explosives. So, and then there's also ethylbenzene, which ethylbenzene becomes styrene. Styrene is used for liquid rubber, but I've never had a point. There's never been a point for me to do liquid rubber. Styrene and butadiene. There's really no point to liquid rubber because you only really need rubber for insulated wire. So, rubber is just used in insulated wire, and insulated wire is used for these apparently Beacon Mark IIIs and Robo Antenna Mark IIIs and these specific level 3 poles and substations. So I mean, if you really need a ton of insulated wire, maybe get liquid rubber at the very least as a means of putting use to the butane that's coming out of the natural gas processing, but you can flare stack it instead and not do anything with it, which is what I tend to do. Alright, first off, oil and gas separators. These will be, of course, used as gas separators for this. And this is where the natural gas line will end up. So I'm going to put a bit of space, and then just going to place a few of them, and I'm going to have my nanobots going for the rest of this, because I need my pipes I guess I'll use copper pipes. No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't because I'm not actively making them. I'm going to go and change up my pipes. I will want to produce... Where are pipes? Pipes? Here. What would be the easier one to make? Probably the bronze. Probably the bronze. That would be easier than the steel. Because what would I rather be consuming right now? The steel or the bronze? And I think I'd rather be consuming the bronze. So I'm just gonna leave that there, and I'm going to make additional assembling machines. Now, I went... Ah, boy. So I went and I... One second. I went and I deleted the stuff here, and I haven't actually replaced it yet. So I think I need to replace it. This guy. Solder from solder coils. I actually think I'd rather have a loader loading in, so... Actually, I probably just want the loader in and out. Loader in, and loader out. This will be these solder coils, wherever I have those. So many distractions. So many distractions. But while I'm at it, I'll bring the, bronze over. In fact, why am I not at least laying belt along the way? Must move faster! Okay. Get the, thingy in here. Stuffs. Load it, load it, load it, load it, load it, unload it, unload it, unload it. Power it, power it. Then limit it, limit it, limit it. and I guess one more box for all of this other crap. Yep, I think I think that is what I am going to do and have, and I'll just come in and grab stuff as it's being made. And then you... Oh, wow. So, I would really like to get belt immunity equipment. In fact... Yeah, I need electronic circuit boards. Blech. Blech. Alright, where am I going up? I'm going up on that line. And, yeah, there's all the solder. All of the solder being produced out of those coils by that one machine. And I can make this a lot bigger at some point. Don't need to right now, though. Clearly, I don't need to right now, because it's... No, this is being consumed at the moment. Alright, let's go grab more pipes. Everything that's been produced thus far. I am going to need quite a few regular and underground pipes for all of this. Now, what I'm doing here is, of course, the gas refining. What I'm doing it for is plastic. What I will need as well is the oil refining, and I will be needing the oil refining specifically because that is what is involved with making solid fuel. At least that making solid fuel is easier out of those processes, I think. So solid fuel, I can currently make it out of, oh hey, methane. Maybe I want to make it out of methane. I could also make it out of naphtha and fuel oil. I will, however, need lubricant for a few things. And I need to get my chlorine going, because I'm going to be needing ferric chloride solution sooner rather than later. Eventually I will be able to actually make things like actual fuel gases that will be able to convert into solid fuel a lot better thing. It's what the heck's the name of it again? Hydrazine, you know, stuff that's used for rocket fuel. Yeah, that stuff. We'll be able to make some of that beautiful, beautiful things. Those beautiful things. So, as you can see, the distance that I have on these undergrounds is incredible. I just need a lot more of them. need to, extend. Oh, you're actually conveniently located. I was carrying around a bunch of bronze, may as well make pipes out of it. But I still have to go back and grab even more. Beautiful. That's what I like to see. How's this doing? Let's, extend the path. My sidewalk. Extend the sidewalk. Even further out. Because 30% is 30%. Let's see, how much am I going to need for this, processing of plastic and oil? And chlorine, and nitrogen, and... yeah, that should be good. I'm thinking full petrochemicals here, like all of it. And also eventually the white circuits. So the white circuits will require phenolic boards, which is just wood and resin. It will require ferric chloride, and it will require solder basic electronic components and transistors. And transistors will require plastic and silicon wafers. So I'm going to need to get individual ore sorting going for silicon at minimum, which will be sapphirite chunks and bobmonium chunks, which means flotation, as well as additional washing for geodes and crushing of geodes to make crystal catalysts consistently. And if I'm going to be setting all that up, I may as well just be like, hey, let's do sorting of silicon, nickel, aluminium, zinc, fluorite. Not so certain about the magnesium because of the orichalcite and alluvium stuff. Maybe manganese. Maybe I'll get manganese. I don't know. It's not really required. Neither is the phosphorus, but yeah, getting these 5 would be important, because I also need to make hydrofluoric acid, and getting fluorine is rather important for that. So yeah, these 5 would be the next steps. But for now, just hook it up. Really? What's, oh, right. I need one of these down here. Boom. And that, my friends, is a natural gas. Now, you'll note, the natural gas actually gives us a wonderful source of sulfuric wastewater. It is a beautiful sulfuric wastewater source. So beautiful, in fact, that I'm going to start... oh, that's actually max distance. That's wonderful. That is highly, highly convenient. because what that means is, hello. I'll be able to really start feeding sulfuric acid production. Now, I should also up here have... I do not have... I should somewhere have a clarifier, yeah, here, for overflow of sulfuric wastewater. I really don't like how this is set up, but... Wow. Okay. If you say so that you need more. Now, these have module slots, so you can actually make these move even faster, which is just insanity. That will feed this, but eventually this will fill up and this will not be able to really move anymore. I guess what I could also do here is overflow into a flare stack. So once these back up, this process won't stop moving. And all that really does is just consume electricity, which I don't really care about right now. But it keeps consuming sulfuric wastewater and I guess also producing purified water in the process, which is handy. Alright, so this is a set of 3. Let me actually make one more, because I have 11 right now. I'll paste down, that's 6. That's 9. And that's 12. Oh, and I didn't grab a power pole at the bottom. Still missing one. There. So that is 12 of those, which is great. Next is step. Is the gas refineries. Now I'm going to need probably a bit more than 5 on the gas refineries. I'll do 6 for now, but this is a very similar process. Now I want to give a good think as to how much space I want between some of this. Let's have a gap like this, because I don't know if I will need to put like another set of something in here. Now at the moment I can't really do anything to the gas condensates, so I will just flare stack all of the gas condensates, because if I pull up, I don't really like looking through this list. Gas condensates. It's used in this oil processing recipe, but I don't know. It just seems like you don't need this. And at the moment, I can't even deal with oil residuals. Because I don't have this oil steam cracking 2 tech to deal with oil residuals. Because I can do this to convert to residual gas. You can do things with residual gas, or burn it. Anyway, just gonna burn all that. And this, I need to... Oh, right, I'm gonna need a lot of gas refineries. Okay. Yeah. Lots and lots and lots. And lots of gas refineries. So many that it's actually probably just better not even to bother trying to count them. Just get them crafting. The reason... Oh, hey, look, it's full. Why that's not reporting 350 flat is because there is consumption. So it's sending it in and taking it out, so it's never, like, sitting at exactly 350k. I think that's why it's doing that, because it's in motion. Alright, so that just means I'm going to move this back a little bit to right. I want this one to be in line. Or I want, I guess, all of them to be in line with the natural gas. So this will make natural gas, liquids, and raw gas. Guess what we're going to be doing with the raw gas? If you said burning it, you would be right. Because, yes, we will be burning it. For now. Now, eventually, of course, as you might expect, the acid gas... Excuse me? Acid... gas... has... Well, I guess right now, currently, it has a recipe for catalytic cracking with green metal catalysts to convert acid gas into hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, and hydrofluoric acid. This is actually a really handy recipe. Just gonna throw that out there, because hydrogen sulfide, yeah, that's used to make sulfur directly without sulfuric wastewater, and the hydrofluoric acid, I need that for mining infinite givolite. So it's handy. Acid gas is handy to have, but I'm not doing catalyst processing at the moment. Oh, that's the furthest you can even go. Okay, so I'll do this way, I suppose. Now, I don't want to copy that, so I'll just remove it when I do my... Same with you. I'm gonna go back to grab more underground pipes. That can go in my trash. Because as you might expect, this is going to need a ton of pipes. Now, this process that I'm currently doing... Oh, hey, I have all of them. All of them! Good. Fantastic. Make my way back over here. And it's just a matter of copy and paste. I don't remember what the ratio is for this. It's 100 N per 6. It's, so I have 12 of these. Let's not do the math myself. It's 360 out. 150 in, so 360. So I will need 15 to process all of it. Wow. Okay. Nine. 12. 15. And they will all function. Now, since I'm not dealing in amounts greater than 1200 per second, this is the only connection that I should need. And since I'm not producing anything at over 1200 per second, that's the only one I should need for that. Oh, and I do have 15 refineries. Now, the one at the end shouldn't be producing at maximum speed as time passes. Yeah, and then they're all going to stop, because now I have natural gas liquids that I need to process. So, I am producing not quite 300 natural gas liquids. Perhaps I should just go with the one as if I had one less. So, 280 per second. I now need to consume this much. So, how will I go about consuming this much? This line I want to have, I suppose, in line, give a little bit of a gap. Just a little bit. And I can, of course, just do this. To make things just that much easier. And I'm doing gas fractioning. Now, how much? Oh boy. So I can consume 280. 12? Okay. That's easy enough, I suppose. So that's 6. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. Of course, I need to make 6 more machines for this. Oh, and I didn't put power poles. Oops. Just click and hold. Really? Now. Also connect that there. That'll at least get the 6 I have moving. Grab some more stuffs so I can make 6 more of these. Oh joy, oh bliss. So I will be using the methane, not the ethane or the butane. So butane can die for the moment, as can... Actually, do I have a use for ethane? Gas. Do I have a use for ethylene? It's used for the ethyl benzene stuff, so it's used in the rubber. Oh wow, hydrofluoric. Jeez. Product ethyl benzene used in styrene. Used in liquid rubber, yeah. So I will just demolish both of these. Well, burn them. Now, 12 produces 90, 60, and 150. Now, this is not quite... This is producing 280. So really I have to go by 11, not 12. So 137.5-ish. Also get these buildings. Get these buildings going. Die. Okay, now that I have that being produced, all the beautiful methane, now I need gas cracking. Or I can make a little bit of solid fuel for now. How much is consumed? $56.25. That's almost half of my production in one machine, but it does make 1.13 per second versus the fuel oil, which is also needs, oh, they all also need coke. But the fuel oil, which is 28.13 to produce 1.13, and 56.25 for these. So really, the one that you should be using is the fuel oil to make the solid fuel, because that is highly inefficient otherwise. So yeah, steam crackers. Steam crackers, where are you? There you are. So let's have a look at the steam crackers. So the steam crackers obviously require steam to operate. And we are going to be making methanol out of this. And then we will be making propene out of this. So methanol, of course, it's the... Just can't have the things in the lines that you want, huh? So this is gonna be this. Then this is going to be this. Now, I am producing at least 137.5, a little bit higher than that. So in order to consume 137.5, a little bit more, but not quite 150. We'll do 9. It'll produce 180 units per second. And then to consume that much, it's between 3 and 4. So 3 to make 120 per second of the propene. Now, get this. This is why. So you see how much we've built so far, how long these lines are so far. And this one's going to be 9, and this one's going to be, or did I say 9? Yeah, this is going to be 9 long, and this is going to be 3 long. This 45 per second. I'll have 120, so that's what? 3? Less than 3? Less than 3. I might get away by having the 4th running at not 100% efficiency. I can probably get away with 3. So 3 machines. After all of that, it's 3 machines making liquid plastic at 33.75 units of plastic per second of liquid plastic. Now, this is where it gets even more incredibly insane. It's not one of these, it's one of these. Plastic bars. So how many? 37.75. 15. So I can do 2. 2 at full capacity. Not 3. 2. 3 plastic per second out of that. I mean, it's better than 0, but still, it's pretty awful. The conversions. So I need more steam crackers, clearly. This is just setup. And then on top of this, how much steam am I going to need? So 135 plus 75. That's 210 units per second, I think. I just make a couple standard boilers. Oh, cat's meowing at me. I don't know off the top of my head how many units of steam per second gets produced from a single boiler. Boilers, there you are. Regardless, I will make them here and feed fuel in. Like so. Alright, we're almost set here. I just need to pull... Yeah, I hear you. I see you. He wants his lunch. Yeah, I know. I know, baby. You've got 11 more minutes before you can have your lunch. Yeah, I know you are complaining about that. Which one do I want to consume? Yeah, hello. Hello, you're gonna come up on my chair? Yeah, you gonna jump? You gonna jump? Come on. There you go. There you go, you're now sharing the chair with me. And back to his seat he goes. I don't know if you can see tail. Oh boy, You know, I am constantly consuming the, coke through the energy generation. Hello? Hello? Hello, my sweet. Yeah, I know. I know you're hungry. So I'm just gonna pull the coal down. Are you confused because I keep saying your name? Cole? Even though your name is spelled with a K? O-L-E? Oh, and now, of course, he's gonna go right in front of my screen. Right in front of my screen. Say hello. Say hello. Yeah, you don't really like being picked up all that much. And back he goes. Yeah, stay here. Stay there, kitty. No, don't, Alright, what line is this? I guess it won't matter. Stop. Stoop. He is not going to make this easy. This is just to give me a better cue as to where the belts are. Okay, so that's that, and then I have to think, oh hey, I also need, oh, God, no, that is off. Oh, no. Really? Yeah, that means they're all off by just... Oh, hello. Okay. Phew. It's like, really? Yes, I see you, Cole. Standing in front of my screen. That's pointless and a waste of resources. Okay. Oh yeah, right. So it's gonna start moving now. From beginning to end. And I like to have the two just to make sure that we are balanced. Cat, please. Please, cat, let me do this. Let me just let me do this, that I can do this and be like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then 2, 3. I'll do the fourth one, because why not? Then that. Okay, that gets those things moving. I just need to attach the steam. Okay, so question is there enough steam? The answer is no. So just going to add additional steam. Oh, right. Like, right. That needs to be done. And we're off to the races. Plastics! Oh boy, I actually completed a thing. I actually did a thing. So, I want you to just get a sense of welcome to angels on plastic production here. So this is like the big welcome to angels petrochem setup and process that I've got going here. I am and this is natural gas. So all of this here to feed two plastic machines. And of course you can have this and it's one, but you can imagine if I wanted or if I needed to have 4 full machines going, it's basically double this. That's a lot of machines. That's a lot of space being consumed. I actually built this relatively close together, but yeah, that's gas, natural gas conversion into plastics. It is, I suppose, close enough in time to the break. Of course, the cat really, really wants me to go on the break so he can be fed. So I will go ahead and take the break now at this nice natural stopping point of having gotten the plastic production going. And when I return with my snack and do some scheming, once all that's done and we're back for part 2 of the stream, I will be transitioning into the initial setup for producing solid fuel. That will be the next step, solid fuel from oil, and I will be warehousing the oil residual solids for now, but eventually I'll be able to take care of those once I get into blue science. Just know that I will be accumulating that, so I'm technically going to be on a little bit of a clock on the oil residuals. But anyway, that's the next step. I will see you shortly. And we're back with part 2 of the stream. I ended up having a slightly longer break, ever so slightly, because of I got an email saying, hey, I can log my time now, and please let us know when you're done logging your time for my back pay. And I go into the system to log my time, and I can't log my time. So something's up. Told him, like, I just sent a message saying, hey, where am I supposed to do this logging? 'Cause it doesn't look like I can at the moment. You're saying that I can, that it's open, and I can't. So yeah, that's a load of bull, and the reason why I don't think this position, one of the many reasons why this work shouldn't be based off of time. Anyway, so I am working next on getting our oil starting to be processed. The oil will start being processed. And I will be making, out of oil, both lubricant and solid fuel. Now, fortunately, I don't think that this will need as much space. How far back is the oil? God, dang. Oil is way back here. So far back that I'm just gonna do this. So this is multi-phase oil, which I need to, obviously, make into crude oil. Oh, and I guess I will need additional machines. Additional oil and gas separators, so I will need to grab some BEBs while I am relatively close to Bebs. Give me the Bebs. All of the Bebs. And iron for even more separators. Something tells me I'm going to need more than just 3 oil refineries. Let's try and make a heck of a lot more of these. Ooh, I need more pipe to ground. More pipe to ground. I think they're over here. Thank you for all of those. The kind contribution and all of those. Now to keep extending this out. Because now I have to run this all the way past the natural gas processing. Now, the one issue, I suppose, would be there is additional stuff, additional processing that can be done off of the natural gas products, but I think I can just run those on their own, like I can run what I need on the bus, on a fluid bus. I don't necessarily have to worry. Is that? Oh, that's just adamantite. Yeah, that's fine. Plastic will have a spot on the bus somewhere, but for now, I need you. And I'll do this very arbitrarily. Yeah. In a set of 3. Boink, boink, boink. Oops. No. Do I hear? Thought I heard the kitty coming, but nah. So, multi-phase oil. Now, this actually produces a little bit of raw gas in this process. So, theoretically, I could run the raw gas that I produce off of this back up here and be able to actually fully run at 100% capacity the 375 per second off the 15, because this is a line of 15, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is a line of 15. If I can run all 15 at max, that's 300 per second products, which means all 12 of these would run at capacity, which means 12 of these are running at capacity, making 150 per second. I could have 10. I could add one to use 150 to produce 200, and that would be fully consumed by all four of these. To make 160 per second, and I mean that would still be too much for 3 Chem Plant 2s. But yeah, it would be much better until we get down here. So I think I will do that, actually. Just run this on the side. And what I will do is I will overflow valve these. Oh, I am out of poles. I should not be out of poles. My beautiful, glorious poles. Of course, I need to actually hook up this multi-phase oil. Sure, I'll do this. Alright, these should be operating. Then all this is just backed up because I'm not doing anything with the end product here, and I'm not siphoning. I'm not overflow burning to force it to keep moving. Yeah, that is a lot of plastic. Like, let's not... While this is only 2, let's not underestimate how much plastic is actually being produced, because a single machine is actually a lot. These 2 machines are making 3 per second on the plastic, which, yeah, a lot better than nothing. Just going to do that. And it looks like I have 3 more. I'll just have the 9, I suppose, of these. And 9 would produce 90 per second, so that's definitely more than enough. 315 on the crude oil, and then also even more sulfuric wastewater that I have to deal with. Now I'm just going to run this down to the bus as usual. Which means finding this, extending this over. If I need to do undergrounds here, I will. So that's all fine. Producing 315 per second now. Oil refineries. Which... Now, I don't think I'm going to be changing this off of like to gas condensates. I'm not going to be doing anything else, so what I can just do is just align this way. And just grab this and do that. Now, the issue with these machines is that I need to be able to dump, essentially, the condensates. The oil residuals, I should say. Now, the oil residuals, I'm just going to run over here. I'm going to have steam. Oh, right. I'm gonna have steam cracking. I'm going to need to have steam cracking. Or at least a steam cracker that will eventually be used for eliminating those oil residuals. That's what I will need. Otherwise I don't need those right now. I'll need them to like crack into syngas later, but for now, not necessary in the slightest. Speaking of which, what am I going to do with naphtha? So the naphtha gets used, of course, for the solid fuel. It will be used in liquid plastic too. I might end up just making all of it into syngas in the end. So it looks like you actually need a bit of it. You need a little bit of it to do coal liquefaction, which basically just converts coal into naphtha and fuel oil and methane. Little bit of methane in an oil refinery. That's pretty neat. Are you not? No, you're not hooked up. For now, I need a warehouse. Let there be iron. Have I mentioned how much I really want that belt immunity equipment? I don't think I can make it until blue science is the, one of the issues. No, I can make it now. I just need the white circuits, which, that will probably not be today. I might start working towards it today. Oh, and also, simplicity of this system compared to making plastic, I can already just start making solid fuel. That, I can just start doing that, as well as making, lubricant. I can just make it. So, yeah, solid fuel, lubricant. Now, this is sulfuric acid, lead plates, and plastic for batteries. That's pretty good. Liquid fuel. So yeah, solid fuels from that. This is going to be the lubricant. This is going to be this. I'm going to need to bring coke in. So let's bring coke in. Looks like I need to pick up more red belts. So I guess I'm taking a little bit of a hike. I will also need to get more coke production going. I've been putting that off a bit too long, I think. I also need to get these engines belted, because they're going to be required for blue science. Yeah, I just need more of you. More! Because more is more. How am I doing on inserters as well? Like, while I'm here, I may as well grab lots of things that I need. Yeah, grab all of that. I think I'm good to go on those fronts. Just do that Shift C to clear even more stuff from the inventory. Now let's go down and start running some red belt. And I may as well just give myself a good speed boost and replace some yellow belt along the way. Off we go! All the way down. Okay, so what position of the thingy is this? What was I even going to have in this line? Like, what was this line going to be? I don't even know what this line was going to be. Like, I guess I can put solid fuel on this line, because I'm not currently doing anything else here. There's two lower, so I guess this will come out from below. Also, is that the exact spot I want this line to be? No, because I need to make a warehouse. Oh, right, lubricant requires... Aha, aha. So lubricant will require this stuff. This residual gas. So I shouldn't be just eliminating this residual gas at the moment, because lubricant needs it. I will overflow valve it. I will connect it, for one. Which it looks like I hadn't done. I will connect it all together, and then overflow valve it. Overflow valve it to a thingy. It is not on my path. Okay. Now you guys. You guys get to go into a beautiful warehouse via loaders. Or a loader, I should say. A beautiful warehouse. So I have 3 of these. That consumes 87.5. I have 9 of these, making 315. How many do I need to consume 315? At least 11. 10 to 11. It's not a multiple of 3, though. But it is... But 10 is a multiple of 5, so what I can do is... a chunk... this. How many do I have? 3 more. I need 2 more. That's 1 more. Not 2 more. I think this is my steel. Which one's my steel? This is my steel. I should just separate and sort of fake the second iron line at some point. I don't see why people bother having more than 1 line if they're not actually saturating that 1 line. If you're not using all the throughput of the 1 line, why have more than 1 line? Because it's just waste of belt at that point. Alright, bring me my steel. Give me my refinery. Then it's just a matter of copy, paste, and running some belt. I do hope I had everything that I needed for all of that. Looks like it. This has too much raw gas, so of course I need to overflow valve it. Where will I overflow valve it? Probably over here. Maybe, just maybe, over here. Doink. 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 It is not on my path. Just so long as it's not on my path. Oh, that's interesting. Why? I have 10. Why are you not eliminating? Why are you not eliminating on the raw gas? Am I just constantly burning? I am just constantly burning. I see. Are you making your way through a backlog? So this is This is what's important. So I'm not consuming anything right now because the plastic's backed up. This one machine is operating at peak efficiency of destroying 200 units per second, but I'm sort of making over 400 units per second between the two different processes. So in reality, I need 2 more of these to actually make sure that I am burning all of the excess at the moment, so that all of these can get to making their oil for me. Now, currently, I am backed up on naphtha. Naphtha! Beautiful naphtha that I am just going to burn. And one burner. Oh, I need more flare stacks. Cool. One burner should be enough for naphtha. I'm sure there are people that will hate me for burning naphtha, but I don't care. There comes a time where you just have to say, I don't care. Yeah, that's a good spot. Lubricant. Oh, actually, no, that's not. Welcome to the party, Jack's Tanks. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So these are coke in and stuff out. These are residual gas. Ooh, hello. Residual gas in. And the other stuff in. Yes, the other stuff. Man, that's unfortunate that that is not aligned. So let's align it. I'll align it with the top one, just because I don't want to have to lower things a ton. I'll make a little bit more separation. Why am I going to make a little bit more separation? Well, because I've just made some Jack's tanks that I want to... Wait a minute. Ah, screw it. I just have space for the sake of space, I guess. Space for space. I guess I could have argued that I would have put the Jack's tank here to store the lubricant, but nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Jack's will go... Yeah. And I'm gonna, of course, stick down 6 Nixie tubes. Wire it to that. This will look for lubricant. course I will need glorious energy and RG. Stuff in. Stuff out. Okay, I need another, indicator. Measuring stick, I suppose one could argue or say. What's convenient about this one is it's putting the undergrounds in for me. There we go. Coke in. And solid fuel out. Isn't that beautiful? And then, of course, I will get that going. And lubricant is going. So what is... Why am I making lubricant? I don't think I've discussed why I am making lubricant. Lubricant is used for various things, most of which will be needed once I have access to green tech. In particular, it's used for the electric engine units. That's the main thing it's used for. It's also used for titanium, ceramic, and nitinol bearings, and these are going to be used for various other things like belts. Actually, I don't know, what are the nitinol stuff used for? Yeah, these level of belts, the highest level, as well as the assembling machines and radars and all of that. They get used for the Mark V machines. The ceramics, I think, are the Mark IVs. Oh, they're used for construction. The Mark IV robot stuff. That's actually very important. The titanium stuff is the Mark IVs. Yeah, these are the level 4s. Various things. So yeah, lubricant is rather important. Now, I am of course going to back up on fuel oil. So I'm going to just double this. Yeah, that's right. But I also need, again, overflow valve. Huh? Tree. A tree was in my way. How dare it be in my way? And just in case, I will also... That needs to be an overflow valve, thanks. I will also stick one onto the base mineral oil. Just because, as you can see, I am limited only by the residual gas that I am producing to get lubricant. If I were to put some pull on needing the plastic, I could get residual gas going, or if I were to, say, burn excess propene. Some more overflow valves. If I were to say burn excess propene, so let's say I am backed up on plastic. If I burn excess propene, I can keep this moving and producing residual gas because I have 40 per second from here. No, yeah, 40 per second from here because I have 4. I think I need to put down 1 more of these. Yeah, I need to put down 1 more of these. So that I am sort of at a ratio. This produces 50 per second, and this is 40, so 90 units per second on the residual gas. And to make the lubricant, yeah, I have a lot of residual gas left over for the lubricant, so I can actually just make as much as I want, up to how much base mineral oil I am producing, which is 58.3 per second on the base mineral oil. That's, oh. I'm actually pretty close. If I add 1 more machine, I would be consuming all of it. But eventually this jacks will fill up, and I've got solid fuel. Isn't that beautiful? Solid fuel, and still just under half an hour left on the stream. So, since I now have a plastic and solid fuel and engines, just working my way down the list of things I need to do blue science. The next step is not the white circuits, not quite yet. White circuits will actually be the very last thing before making the blue science, before setting up blue science production. The next thing is chlorine, and I suppose also just making the hydrochloric acid in the process, but I will be needing the solid, the hell is it? Where is it? I should have a recipe for it. Well, either way, it's it's part of the blue science. So the sodium hydroxide, that's the solid sodium hydroxide is what is the next ingredient I'll need for the blue science. But that's actually more of a waste product at the moment. I currently don't have access to the salination plant, which is a bit of a shame, but I'll be able to get what I need out of hydro plants and clarifiers. So what I'm going to need is even more stone bricks, so time to go back and get even more stone bricks. Likely also maybe... Oh, I need BCBs. Pickups. I need some pickups. Pickups and bebs. Notice time played here, not at blue science yet. 23 hours in of actual playtime. Not paused time, but playtime. Yeah, I think that's sufficient for now. More steel, more iron. I've got a lot of rocks just sitting around in my inventory. Why am I not using my car today? This whole day today, I haven't been using my car. I've forgotten that my car exists. It would have saved, I don't know, about 5-10 minutes of walking around, maybe. Oh, and I have solid fuel now. I can make my car 20% faster. I actually need to, kill some of my rocks. So why am I making hydro plants? See, hydro plants make saline water for me, which I will absolutely need. So my car is right down here. Hold up. Time to, yeah. You don't need carbon, you need solid fuel. Zoom, zoom! Hold 20% faster, I think. Maybe. Now, if I really needed the speed on the trains, I could fuel the trains with this solid fuel, but... Ow. I don't really need to. Okay, welcome to the insane asylum. Alright. I also need electrolyzers, so give me... Electrolyzers, plural, please. Plural, more than a singular electrolyzer. Would be very nice, thank you. Then, of course, I think I can do this with some liquefiers. I'm not certain, though, on what recipes these guys have. Oh, I could do the liquid... I could do the liquid plastic in liquidizers. Ultimately, I don't think it really matters all that much. I could even do the fuel in liquidizers. Oh, hey, look, use for sodium hydrox... Ooh. Like, oh, hey, look, a use for sodium hydroxide. That's... Where are you flashing? Oh, God. That's bad. Alert! Alert! Power failing. Power failure imminent. Alert, alert, alert. Die, rock! Do you not realize you are in my way of being able to deal with power issues? So, it is not an issue with fuel, it is an issue of just not having enough stuff producing power. So, yeah, about this. I need these guys above all else. No, it really is that spacing. Alright. Huh. Gosh dang. Alright. how many more steam engines can I make? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can at least do this for the other side of this. Okay, current crisis averted for now. Now, how many is this, and am I feeding them from 2 independent lines? I am feeding them from 2 independent lines, so that is fine. Everything is fine. Cue gif of dog and house burning down around him. Ow. That was a clarifier. Those are important. And expensive. That one did not break. FYI, that one did not break. Alright, so I was in the middle of making, some electrolyzers. And some of these, and these. Get me back out here, please. I'm actually going to need quite a few chem plants. Quite a few chem plants. So I was looking for... Yeah, it looks like I can't do it in these. Oh right, this will need base mineral oil for coolant. That will definitely be something that I am interested in making. This I can lower a little bit. Yeah, coolant I will definitely be interested in making. Alright, so hydrogen chloride. Alright. Step 1. Hydro plants. What is so important about hydro plants? Well, I need saline water to make chlorine gas. Interesting. How does mineralized water yield nitrogen? I've had this question actually about mineralized water. How does this actually lead to the production of nitrogen? It doesn't. I'm just certain that it doesn't. It's like, oh, I can use it in green algae production, which is used for cellulose fiber, but yeah, there's nothing about the nitrogen process involved with that. Because, alright, so each of these wastewater purifications, the sulfuric wastewater gives you sulfur. The sulfur helps you produce sulfuric acid. The fluoric wastewater gives you fluorine, which gives you the ability to make hydrofluoric acid with some sulfuric acid. The chloric wastewater gives you saline water. And saline water gives you chlorine to help you make more hydrochloric acid. The nitric wastewater purification, it gives you mineralized water, which is not used in any way in nitrogen production. Now, one could argue that... Alright, well, I would argue, I want something here to assist in the nitric acid production. That's what I want, okay? I want something to assist in the nitric acid production chain. Because everything else, at least, in some way, assists with the respective acid production. This one does not. What am I looking for? Clarifiers. I'm going to need a lot of clarifiers. And what am I going to be clarifying? Purified water. Yeah, this stuff. Now, all of this is temporary. This is temporary because there's actually going to be... Well, I shouldn't say temporary exactly. I think... Is it... I forget whether it's regular water or purified water I need, but I will need a lot of water for saline plants once I can actually make saline plants and start making large amounts of saline water and large amounts of salt. Oddly enough. Like, oh gee, you can make salt out of saline water. Who knew? Alright, where is water? Anything remotely close? Because I think I'm going to need a dedicated line for this. Alright, well, I'm going to need a dedicated line of water to feed all this. Ooh, that sucks. And I cannot just leach off of my current water line. So, I'm going to need a bit more pipe. Ooh. I forgot about you. Not like I'm even remotely using the full capacity of all of that. Wait, where's the... pipe. It's dead. Repair that, please. Thank you. Alright, get me up here. Oh, ooh. Convenience. I have... Say hello to the dedicated line that I have. Am I okay just running it over up top, I guess? I guess I'm okay with that. Just get myself nice and aligned, and there we go. Now, as long as there's not a rock in the way, as I was saying, as long as there's not stuff in the way, I can just ride this line. Excellent. That's these fed with as much water as they need. Now these produce 750 units per second. These, well, I need to actually... No recipe information. Great! So I can't really see. I'm gonna assume it's similar to the stacks, the burner stacks. Alright, then it's boink, 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 boink. Now how much saline? 150 units per second of saline. How many electrolyzers get fed off of that? Now, car, you need to move a bit. How many electrolyzers do I need for this? So, this is 100 every 2 seconds. So this consumes 75 per second. I am making 150, so I can have 2. 2 out of 5, and 5, I think I could have 1 or... No, that's it. That is a single water pump, fully saturated near enough, off of 5 Mark II hydro plants. So, joy! Oh, joy. Is this the same spacing? It is! Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's all the same, but... I mean, I guess I could do it this side. This is actually... I mean, I guess I can have it like this. It's more efficient to do this like that in pairs. But I want it to hook up this way. But just know if I add more, that this is where they will connect to each other, just like so. And if there was lights, now this also produces a solid product, so I have to keep that in mind. I'm actually going to do that. Give these lights. Guess I need to give this lights. As well. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay, you are not running because of what now? Okay, I have 4 of you. That's taking care of 640 out of 750. Ooh, I need a little bit more than that. Need a little bit more than that. I could just hook all this up. Hook up the purified water. Why are you not? Oh, because I'm now officially full. So I now have a ton of hydrogen. Speaking of hydrogen... flare stacks, flare stacks, flare stacks. Yeah. Now, I usually just, also warehouse these. Any more warehouses? Of course not. Missing both of those things. Now, I am approaching the end of the stream, so it looks like I won't finish off the whole chlorine processing today to actually make hydrochloric acid. I do want to get to the point where I can make some hydrochloric acid, but like that's the next logical step in this process. So that's gonna be that. Sodium hydroxide. I have technically now made just about everything that I need to make. I need to make the ferric chloride solution, which also means I need to bus iron ore. Now, if I'm going to bus iron ore, I may as well also bus copper ore, because I will need those for any red catalysts. Yeah, for any red catalyst petrochemical processes. They are made from iron ore and copper ore. Just trying to think. So, yeah, I think that blue science is on the agenda for next time. The electronic circuit boards, though. So, anyway, last 3 minutes. Here's what we've done today. That. All of that. That is what has been accomplished today. So, I got pump jacks going on some natural gas and some oil, producing multi-phase oil and natural gas. Actually, it looks like I'm consuming all of the multi-phase oil that I am currently producing. Interesting how that much... Yeah, I am actually choked. Maybe. Anyway, first off was processing the natural gas. I am making... So natural gas gets processed into raw gas, which then gets processed into natural gas liquids, which then gets processed through into methane, ethane, and butane. I am currently burning the ethane and the butane, and I'm using the methane to steam crack into methanol that is being used steam cracked again into propene, and propene is being used to make liquid plastic, currently also being burned because these two produce residual gas that I'm using over here for lubricant. And I'm making plastic through 2 machines. 2 whole machines out of, I think this is 12, 15, 12, or 4, I forget. 12, 10, 4, 3, 2. Then over here we have the oil processing, oil into crude oil, and a little bit of extra raw gas that's being piped back in to this process. Oil is being refined into naphtha, fuel oil, and base mineral oil, which is then being processed fuel oil into solid fuel and mineral oil into the lubricant. The naphtha is currently being burned completely. And then I have started off on the path to chlorine, which involves water, sodium hydroxide, and electrolyzers. So, next time we'll be working towards blue science. I will need to set up flotation to get silicon. I will need silicon ore which means I need to then set up a washing line for geodes and geode processing into the crystal catalysts. I will do that on the bus, and I will ship the crystal catalysts back up on this line, because up here will be... Actually, do I even have enough room to run... I don't know. I'll probably have to relocate this so that I have enough room to actually run up my flotation stuff. Unless I do the flotation like here, but I don't think so. Anyway, with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and I will see you all on Monday for more of this playthrough, where I will hopefully get either get blue science started or get really close to getting blue science started, because it's still a ways away, because after I get flotation going to get silicon, I have to start processing the silicon so that I can eventually get to silicon wafers so that I can make the white circuits that I need to make, which then get used for this. And in this process, I also need ferric chloride, and if I'm making ferric chloride, I also can make hydrochloric acid that I can then ship in and over into over here. Add to this train tank so that I can shove the hydrochloric acid into, so that I can use it on infinite crotinium. So I will, again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you on Monday, or later, or whenever you watch this video next. See you on the next one.